What's up guys, I'm Kel, Red Zone Rogue, and welcome to another Echoes of the New World spoiler video. This time I have another 7 spoilers for you guys, and we're going to kick it off with the brand new ruler, Yggdrasil Malefic Verdant Tree. Now just quickly glancing over the card, you can see that it does not have a judgment, just a single-sided ruler like the original Yggdrasil. And he kind of functions similar, but not really. I mean, they're both kind of tanky rulers, and this one's pretty tanky. So let's go over it. So it's a ruler, ethereal tree. It has Energize of 1 wind. You can prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. For each 100 damage prevented this way, remove a card from the top of your deck from the game. Players cannot gain life. And then it has a wind and a darkness, and you can rest it. And you can put a card named Machina, King of Accursed Machines, Rezard, King of the Damned, Melges, King of Black Flame, or Arla, Demonic Flying Ace, from your moved area into your field. So that was a lot all at once, but let's break it down and go over it. So the most important thing is that in the coming set, or right before Echoes of the New World comes out, the comprehensive rules will be updated so that the main deck of a Force Wheel deck cannot have more than 60 cards in it. So right now you can have as many cards as you want, but once this new rule change goes in effect, you can only have a maximum of 60. That is super relevant. So you can't have like a million cards in your deck and be like unkillable with Yggdrasil here. You can only have a maximum of 60. You're still going to be pretty tanky. And you should also note, or it should be of note, that it only prevents damage. It does not prevent loss of life or paying life. So that means you can actually use your life as a resource. And it did name a couple cards on there that you can, put into your field from the removed area. Machina, Rezard, Melges, and Arla. And you probably guessed it, those are going to be some of the spoilers for this video. And some of the cards are pretty interesting. Also, you should note that the top ability kind of melds into the second ability. So, you remove cards that's from the top of your deck. And then if you get one of the named ones, you can actually play it with the, rest ability. So let's go on to the first ruler. We have Arla, Demonic Flying Ace, which looks fucking awesome. This art is so cool. He's a 700, 800 for 2 of any and 1 light. He's a Resonator 7 King's Angel. The Angel bit is a little bit relevant. He has Will of Despair. He's flying. You can pay 200 life. This card deals 200 damage to target attacking or blocking Resonator. So this is an okay card. I can't see it seeing a ton of play. The stats are okay, I guess, for a 3-drop. Being an Angel is also okay. There's some synergies there with various cards. Basically, all of the cards that we're going to go through here, all the Resonators, all of the 7 Kings Resonators that was on Yggdrasil, they all have this paying life mechanic. So you can pay life and then they do something. And that's because you can basically use your life as a resource with Yggdrasil because, instead of taking damage, you just remove cards from the top of your deck. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure how good the Yggdrasil deck is going to be because it's going to destroy your card consistency once you play with a lot of these guys, the 7 Kings, and then you can play them. But the 7 Kings, honestly, they're not super great. We're going to go over the other 3. Some of them are better than others. I think Arla is okay. He does a pretty good job of, blowing up, attacking, and blocking dudes, and you can pay a decent amount of life. You got a lot of life to spend, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And let's just move on to the next one. Next one is Melges, King of Black Flame. He's a 700 for 2 of any and a fire. That's not great stats, to be honest. He is a Resonator 7 Kings. He has Will of Despair, Swiftness, and you can pay 300 life. This card gains plus 100/0 and first strike until end of turn. This seems like a decent finisher, I suppose, for the Yggdrasil deck. I'm not sold on the stats. I mean, I know you should be thinking of it maybe in terms of a green and a darkness, and then playing it from your exile zone with Yggdrasil, but I don't know. I don't see it, but maybe it's there. Maybe it's good. I hope it's good. This whole mechanic seems pretty interesting. Using your life as a resource, and your deck is now your life basically, and then the more you take damage, the more cards go in your removed area, and then you can play them. I mean, all this seems pretty interesting, and I don't know. It could be cool. It could be really cool. And let's go to the next card. We have Rezard, King of the Damned, and he might be the best one of the bunch, at least so far. So he's a 500 for 2 darkness. That's okay stats. He has Will of Despair. He's a Resonator 7 Kings. You can pay 200 life, remove target card in a graveyard from the game. That's kind of cool. You can, get their Remnant cards. You can get their Reanimator targets. I think this is useful. It could see play in a number of areas. And then it says this card gains plus 100, plus 100, plus 100 for each resonator in your removed area. Once again, that synergizes pretty well with Yggdrasil, dumping dudes into your removed area and then, you know, pumping up him and then maybe getting him back with Yggdrasil. That could be kind of cool. I think Rezard's pretty good in general, so I don't know. Maybe the strat's going to work out. I'm going to have to see more. I know these are the only cards that were listed on actually Yggdrasil. He only listed, or it only listed 4. But hopefully there's some other like remove from area synergy. I know there is some with Allosaurus cards and stuff, but I don't know. We shall see. And the last card is Machina, King of Accursed Machines. And not last card for the preview, but last card that was on the Yggdrasil, the last one that was named with Yggdrasil. And Machina is pretty cool. He's a 700-800 for 3 of any. He's a Resonator 7 Kings. And he says pay 300 life, produce, you know, 1 of any of these will. Play this ability only once per turn. Now, if you could do this any amount of times, that would be ridiculous. I think Machina is going to be a pretty good ramp card, especially for the Yggdrasil deck. If Yggdrasil deck's a thing, then Machina is going to definitely be pretty good in it. Well, maybe. I don't know. He still feels slow. I don't know. Even though he ramps, it still feels kind of slow. Just the 3 cost. Maybe it plays really well. I mean, I hope it does. And then he has another ability which is kind of weird. It says, cards named Maribel the True Shot you control cannot be destroyed. We actually don't know what that is yet. So that could be an awesome card. And maybe it being indestructible or cannot be destroyed is going to be really big. But for now, I think this is an interesting card, and I think it could go places. I do like the ramp effect. Like basically getting ramp for free, you just have to pay some life. I do like that. Next up we have Leaf of the Malefic Tree. So it is a 1-cost addition. You can bestow it for 1 wind and resting it. And the bestowed resonator gains pay 200 life. This card gains plus 100 until end of turn. This seems like a pretty good finisher for your Yggdrasil deck. Maybe getting in with a dude and then paying a crap load of life and just doming your opponent for like, I don't know, 2,000 or something. I think that could be pretty good. It's not really 1-to-1. You know, you pay 200 life, but it only get a plus 100 bonus. There is that. I mean, it's better than the rate that Melges had. You know, is 300 for like only like 100 power boost. So it's better than that, but it's still not super great. I mean, you're not going to be able to pay all your life and just kill your opponent just straight up. But yeah, I think it's interesting, and I mean, it could see some play, could see some combo play, but overall, I'm still a little dubious. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong and all this stuff is super sweet. And then the last card for today is a pretty interesting one in terms of story, and in terms of gameplay, I think it's alright. So it's called Soul Debt. It is a chant with quick cast for 1 of any and a wind. And it says, put target resonator that was put into a field this turn on the bottom of his owner's deck. So it's kind of like a removal spell. Kind of stronger in some respects and not as strong in others. So the target has to be a resonator that was put into the field this turn. I think this could be a good, if it had it, if it was supported in this cluster, a good stealth card. But it's not a stealth card, so you just have to straight up play it when they do it. And it does get rid of most dudes. I mean, it gets rid of cards that cannot be destroyed. It gets rid of like pretty tricky cards, but you still have to be able to target the resonator. And it doesn't really technically get rid of it for good. They can still like Kaguya's, Moonbeam, Butterfly, search it out, and do other things like that. But then again, they also can't reanimate it with reanimator type cards. So I don't know. There's some give and take. I'm not too sure about this card in terms of playability. I do like the awesome flavor. It has Lars and Faria, and it looks like they're done. The flavor text is great. It says Lars, and he says, Faria, that's enough. We don't need to protect her anymore. Let us rest now. And then she says, okay. And it's Lars and Faria. And they're, of course, siblings to Charlotte, and they're talking about, the her is Charlotte. So I think this is interesting, lore-wise. I think it's kind of sad. They're like, okay, let's let her sister be, we're dead, so let's go rest. Will this card see any play? Maybe. I love how green just gets everything. It gets like counterspell type abilities. It gets, resonator removal like this. It gets, ramp. It gets big dudes. It gets like big pump spells. Like, wind's pretty strong. probably want to tone it down, guys. Like, this isn't the best card and it's not going to break the bank, but it's just crazy that it has so many different, like, it's so versatile. Like, wind is, like, easily, like, the best attribute in Force of Will. Anyway, that is a discussion for another time. Yeah, today's spoilers were very interesting. I do like Yggdrasil. Like I said before, I do like the, you know, using your life as a mechanic. I love that type of effect. I just don't know how good the support cards are for it. Like, Machina, Rezard, Melges, Arla. I don't know, they seem all a little underwhelming. Maybe they're better, like, you know, when put into the whole, and maybe there's going to be some better support for this card, you know, that, or better support for Yggdrasil that makes the whole deck, like, really good. And I mean, Yggdrasil just in itself looks awesome. It is, like, one of the coolest looking. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a pulsating, bleeding tree heart thing with dragons. Like, yeah, it looks pretty badass. But anyway, guys, if you liked the video, then maybe leave a like, maybe even subscribe. I appreciate it oh so much. And yeah, stay tuned for some more echoes of the New World spoilers and other Force of Will content on Red Zone Road. So yeah, guys, I will see you next time.